Hello everyone, welcome to the Spin Tangle. Today I am here with a new topic called random walk in 2 dimensions and 3 dimensions. I will discuss this topic with some standard questions from the FRIF book, from the RIF book, FRIF book, okay, from statistical mechanics, FRIF statistical mechanics. Uh, Two-dimensional and three-dimensional random walker problems are quite different than the one-dimensional case. In one-dimensional case, we have taken binomial distribution to solve our problems, but in case of 2 dimension and 3 dimension, there is no binomial distribution problem. There will be direct probability based questions. Okay, that probability we have learned. We have multiplication, we have learned about permutation, we have learned about combination. Okay, these kind of problems will be treated by the multiplication property of probability. Okay, this is the basic concept. Okay, let us start the first question. Consider a random walker. First read the question carefully. If you want to pause the video, then you can pause the video and then you start reading the question. Okay, then question. Consider a random walker on square lattice at a square lattice. Okay, first of all, draw a square lattice. This is you can consider as a square lattice. Okay, you can consider as a square lattice. These are the internal blocks. I am not writing. These are the blocks. Okay. Okay. Let me draw it. Okay. This is a kind of square lattice. Okay. At each step, the walker moves to nearest neighbor site. Okay, walker moves to nearest neighbor site. Okay, what is nearest neighbor site? If you are standing, okay, let me change. If you are standing on this point, suppose you are standing on this point, then your nearest neighbor site will be this, and this. Okay, this is square 2-dimensional lattice. This is a square 2D lattice. Okay, this is 2D lattice. If you are standing on this point, then your nearest neighbor will be these points. Okay, then this is the nearest neighbor. At each step, the walker moves to nearest neighbor site with equal probability. Okay, equal probability. What is the probability of going this way? Is 1/4. Okay, because there is 4 way. The walker can go this way. The walker can go this way. The walker can go. Consider the walker as a drunk person. Okay, this is 1/4, this is 1/4, this is 1/4. It can go 1/4. Okay, for each of the 4 sides. Okay, the walker starts at the origin and takes 3 steps. Okay, the start at the origin and then take 3 steps. Okay, let the walker start at the origin. Okay, first of all, let me remove this. Oh, sorry. Let the walker starting at the origin. Suppose this is the origin. Origin and take 3 steps. Okay, it can go this way 3 steps. Okay, this is another line. This will be another line. Okay. Let me color it. This is hard task to color each and every time. The walker can go from this first from this to this, from this to this, from this to this. These are the first step, second step, 3 step. Okay, the walker can take 3 steps. The walker can go either side. Okay, the walker can go on this side. Okay, the walker can go on this side. 3 steps. These are 3 steps. 1, 2, and 3 steps. Okay, you can check it by your own. Okay, this is the probability that during this walk, no site is visit more than once. Okay, you cannot visit one site more than once, that you cannot go from this point to this point, and then you cannot go to the initial point again. Okay, you cannot, because the initial point will be has to be covered one time, and therefore this is the problem, this is the type of problem. If you go from this point to this side, then you cannot go back to the initial point again. This has told on this point. Okay, this is the one time visit of any site. That means you can start from this point and you can go to this point, then you have to go, then you have to choose this way or this way. This way cannot be treated as the conventional way, because at the problem it has been told that you cannot visit the point you have visited earlier. Okay, this is the standard point. And if another point, take another point, take from, you are starting from this point and going to this point and this point and this point, you cannot visit the previous point. If you cannot visit this way, cannot, these ways are not allowed. Okay, so standing on this point, I consider one thing. Standing on this point, suppose you are starting from this point, you have how many ways? You have 4 ways. Okay, and when you are standing on this point, suppose you are taking this path, when you are standing on this point, you have only 3 allowed paths. Because reverse way is not allowed. Okay, if you are reversing the path, then you will visit this site again 2 times. This is not allowed. Okay, so in this place, the probability becomes 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Okay, so make it clear, please. Let me make it clear. Okay, just for a while. Okay, now this is there is a multiplicative probability distribution. Okay, multiplicative. Why multiplicative? Because if you are going from this point to this point, then there is a relation between this point to this point. There is no either or relation, there is a and relation between them. You have to go from this point to this point, then this point to this point, then this point to this point. Okay, there is a and relation between them, and relation means probability got multiplied. Okay, there is a, so what I can take here, there is the probability. What is the probability? The probability here is probability of favorable ways or allowed ways times total possible ways. Okay, total ways. This is favorable ways by total ways. Okay, okay, this is the probability of favorable ways by total ways. I am not too much fluent in English, but I am trying to clear your concept in English, because most of my students are from English medium students, and they have forcefully told me that I have to cover these topics in English. As I am from a Bengali medium background, that's why I am not too much fluent in English, and sometimes I used to fumble. Okay, and please pardon me on this case. I cannot do better. I cannot talk better English like more than this. Okay, probability of favorable ways. This is a so when you are standing on this point, okay, suppose this is the point and you are going to this point. you are going to this point. If you are watching, I am zooming it. Okay. If you are starting from this point, here you have 1, 2, 3, 4 paths. Okay. Therefore, the probability, what will be the probability of going each path? This is the probability of, will be 1/4 of each. Okay. What is the probability? This is 1/4. You can go on this path by 1/4, go by this path by 1/4. This is also 1/4. This is there is this is also 1/4. So the total probability will be what? Total probability in this case will be 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. Why I have taken here plus sign? Because here is a OR relation. Here is OR. Here is OR relation. Why OR? Because you can go either this side or this side, either this side or this side. This is a either or relation, and I have told you that either or relation means the probability got summed up. Okay, that means total probability will be what? 4/4. That means 1. I am not writing this. Okay. Okay. Now, when you are reaching this point, you are starting from this point, and when you are reaching this point, you have only 3 ways. How many ways? 1, 2, 3 ways. You can take also this path, but this is not allowed. Then probability of each path will be what? Probability 1/4. Probability will be 1/4. Okay. But you can take only 3 paths. Which are the 3 paths? You can take only this path, and this path. This is not allowed. This is not allowed. If you are taking this path, then we will be on the initial point, and the initial point will be visited 2 times. This is not allowed from the question. Therefore, now the probability becomes, this is the probability, total probability of, no, this is, I am writing this as P1. P1 means site 1. This is the site 1. This is what? Site 1. Okay, this is site 2. This is site 2. So the probability on site 2 will be what? Probability on site 2 will be, write it like probability. How many paths you can take? There are 3 paths you can take, and the total probability will be 3/4. Okay, 3/4. And S0, you can sum S0. This is the reverse path. This is the probability for reverse path, and you cannot take the reverse path. Okay, this is the probability on this point. Okay, now I am going to the figure again. Then you have reached, suppose you are reaching this point, take any point. Okay, take any point. I am removing this. Take any point. Suppose you are starting from this point. Let me change the color. You are starting from this point, you are going to this point. This is the second site, and this is the third site, say. Okay, now you are on the third site. Now what is the total probability? You cannot go this way. Okay, here the probability will be 0. You can go this way. This is the probability 1/4. This is the probability 1/4. You can go this way. This is the 1/4. You cannot go this way because it will, again, this side will be visited 2 times if you go this way. Okay, then similarly you can say the total probability will be on the site 3. This is the site 3. This is the site 3. What will be the total probability on the site 3? That will be P3. Will be what? 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 0. This is the reverse path. This means what will be the total probability? Total probability will be 3/4. Therefore, we have 3 probabilities. Okay, therefore we have 3 probabilities. Which are the 3 probabilities? P1. P1 from, this is the site 1 probability, site 1. When you are on site 1, you can go any way of the any on the 4 way. Okay, you have 4 ways and each way has 1/4 of this probability. This means site way probability becomes 4 by 4. I have written it there. Okay, site 2 probability given by probability site 2. What will be the probability? 3 by 4. And the site 3 probability will be what? P3. This is site 3. Site 3 probability will be what? It is also 3 by 4. Okay, if you are visiting another site, then it will also be 3 by 4. But the first site has to be 4 by 4, because in the first site you have no point to revisit again. Okay, you have no point from the first point. Please remember it and write it on your copy by your own language. If your mother language is Bengali, then write it on your Bengali. Okay, this P1, P2 and P3 has probability, has multiplicative nature, multiplicative, because this is a relation, this is a complete path and there is AND relation. There is AND relation. Why AND relation? Because if you are going this way, if you are going from this point to this way, then you have only 3 ways from this point. These are the points. Okay, there is a relation between, there is an AND relation. So what will happen here? The probability will be multiplied. Total probability will be what? Total probability will be given by this, the total probability. Total probability will be P is equals to, this is multiplication. I is equals to 1 to n. You can write that is Pi. Okay, this is the total probability. This means nothing. P1 times P2 times P3 times P4 times. Okay, we have only 3 sites. Therefore, we will take only first 3. P1, P2, P3. How much is the P1, P2, P3? Okay. P1 is 4 by 4, P2 is 3 by 4, P3 is 3 by 4. Okay, this means it becomes how much? 36 upon 64. 36 upon 64 means 18 upon 32. Let me drag it. 18 upon 32. 18 upon 32 means 9 upon 16. Okay, let us check the options. 9 upon 16 is our answer. This is the required option. Okay, is it clear? This is the required option. 9 upon 16. This is our answer. If you have any doubt, then you can comment on the comment box. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next question. The previous question was from a 2-dimensional lattice problem. Okay, another we are taking a 2-dimensional lattice problem. This is also a random walker takes a step of a unit length of m positive direction with probability 2/3 and a step of unit length in negative direction with a probability 1/3. Then mean displacement of the walker after n steps will be what? Mean displacement of the walker after n steps. Okay, let's start. It is a one-dimensional question. Okay, let's say one thing that I am taking a reading. Okay, this is the path. The walker is standing on this point. Suppose the walker is standing on this point. Okay, this is the point. What? X equals to 0. A random walker takes a step of unit length. The step length is what? The step length L. The step length L is equals to what? 1 unit length m positive, this is not m, I think so, this is not m, this is in unit length in positive direction. Okay, unit length in positive direction. What is the positive direction? This is x equals to 0, here minus x, here plus x direction. Okay, unit length in positive direction with probability plus 2 by 3. That means that p, our right probability in the right, okay, this is what, 2/3. Therefore probability in the left will be what, 1/3. The total probability becomes 1. Okay, up to this is okay. The mean displacement of the walker after n steps. Okay, the mean displacement, it was asked, the question is what is the mean displacement? Mean displacement, mean displacement is equals to what? Okay, so we know these are the given quantities. Okay, let's say the displacement is given by what? In the previous section we have discussed it. The displacement is given by x. X equals to what? ml, m is the scaling factor and l is the step length. Okay, it is written as n1 minus n2. Oh sorry, the question asked for the mean displacement after n steps. Okay, the mean displacement after n steps. Okay, n1 minus n2 times l. Okay, so what we can do here, this is the mean displacement. Okay, take the mean displacement. What will be this? X, this means ml bar, this means n1 minus n2, this total bar, okay, bar of this total, and l bar, this means n1 bar minus n2 bar times l bar. This means what? What we can conclude from this? This is n1 is what? N1 is what? N1 is the total steps time the probability of going towards right. This is the number of right steps. Number of right steps. This is. You can say it like this, that this is the total step, n is the total step, and p is what? P is the probability of taking right steps. Okay, this will give us that the total number of right steps. Okay, then n2 is what? N2 is equals to n cube. It will be the number of left steps. Okay, this means I can say this n1 is what? N1 is np minus nq, and l average is what? 1. This is 1. I am omitting this, writing this. Okay, 1. np is what? N is what? N times p is what? 2/3 minus n. Q is what? 1/3. This means this becomes 2n by 3 minus n by 3. This becomes n by 3. Let's check the options. This is the option A. This is option A. Okay, this is a problem for one dimensional lattice. Okay, okay, let's take another example of two-dimensional problem. On the first problem, what we have discussed, that a square lattice that was given a square lattice. Okay, that was a square lattice problem. Now we are taking this problem as another manner, that we are taking hexagonal lattice. Say hexagonal lattice means this is the hexagonal lattice. Let me draw it. This is a hexagonal lattice. The same problem The same problem will be from that. The question is, so I am writing this question. Okay. The worker, you see, I am writing this simply for our basic understanding. The worker cannot revisit a point. This is one, that what is the probability of, what is the probability after taking 3 steps? This is the question. Probability after taking 3 steps. So the similar question as the first question. Okay. In case of that was in case of square lattice. This is a hexagonal lattice. Okay. This is a hexagonal lattice. In a similar way, you can compute this thing that, let me change the ink. That the worker, say the worker is in this position. Initially the worker can go in this 3 way. Therefore, the total probability P1 will be what? 3 times 1/3. This is the probability will be what? 1/3 of each way. Okay, each way. Then the total probability will be what? 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3. Okay, what will be this? 3 by 3. Then what is probability P2? I am writing in this place, P2. Then the worker, say the worker reach this point. At this point, the worker cannot revisit the previous point. This means the way, this way is blocked. The worker can take only 2 ways. Therefore, the probability will be what? 1/3 for this way, 1/3 for this way, 1/3, and 0 for the back way, 0 for this way, 0 for this way. This means what is the total probability? 2/3. And similarly, say the worker reach this point. And from this point, this point. Okay. The worker now is at this point. Therefore, the worker can this way with a probability 1/3, can take this way with a probability of 1/3. The worker cannot take this way because this will revisit this point. Okay. This means what is the probability of third step after taking third step at the site 3? This is the site 1, this is the site 2, this is the site 3. Probability will be what? 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 0, 0 for revisit. Okay. This will be what? 2/3. Then the total probability will be what? Multiplicative P1, P2, P3. This means what is 3 by 3 times 1 by 3, 2 by 3 times 2 by 3. This means 27. This means 3 goes with 3. 4 times 9. Okay, 4 times 9. This is the total probability. Same problem of in case of a hexagonal lattice. What is the answer? Wait. The answer in this case will be 4 by 9. Do this problem, homework, and comment below. Do this problem in case of a 3-dimensional square lattice, a 3-dimensional cubic lattice. Do this problem, 3-dimensional cubic lattice. Just wait. This is your homework, and comment on the comment box. Okay. Okay, this is all it is. The random walker is finished. The random walker, for any kind of random walker problem, you can comment below that you are if you cannot do any problem, then you can comment the link, or you can comment the problem itself. I will try to solve each and every problem of yours. Okay, now let us talk about a new topic. The topic is called mean. Okay, let me check it out. Okay, general discussion on mean values. Okay, so the general discussion on mean values. A new topic, mean values. First, let me write the statements. Then, after it, I will elaborate what is mean values. Let you have a variable. Let you have a variable x that can take values x1, x2, x3 with respective probabilities px1, px2, px3, and so on. Then the mean or average value will be average value of x will be, it is given, it is written like this: average value will be summation of xi pxi upon summation of pxi. Okay, it is the general formulation. It is the general formulation. You can see these are the let me write it on this side, that x1 can have probability px1. Okay, x2 can have probability px2, and so on and so on. So the total probability will be what? Summation of pxi. It will be what? Px1 plus px2 dot 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 and so on. This will be equal to 1, because we know the total probability always have to take value 1. Okay, let me take the mic. Okay, now fine. Total probability 1. This means this denominator will also be 1. In this case, you can write it as I xi pxi. Okay, this is the general formula of mean. Now let us understand what mean is. This is the general formula of mean. Okay, okay, an example. I am giving an example. A class of 10 students, suppose a class of 10 students, in which the weight of each student, say the weight chart, suppose say weight chart, is given as, say, one person have weight 50 kgs, another have 60 kgs, someone have 70 and 70, okay. Then have 80 kgs, 50 kgs. How many person? 1 2 3 4 5 6 6. Then 60%, 60 kgs, then again 60 kg, then say 70 kg. And the 10 students, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, okay. Another have, say, 80 kgs. This is the weight chart of 10 students. This is roll number 1, suppose this is roll number 1, this is of roll number 2, this is of roll number 3, and so on. So what we can say from this chart, that 50 kg weight has 3 students. 3 students has 50 kg weights. 3 or 2 students, sorry. This one is this one and this one, okay. 2 students. And check 60 kg, 60 kgs, 60 kgs, 60 kgs. 3 students has 60 kgs. 3 students has 60 kgs, okay. 70 kgs has 370 kgs, okay. 70 kg 3 students. And what is 80 kgs? 80 kgs has 2 students, okay. These are the chart, this is the statistical data, this is the statistical data. Statistical data represents the most disciplined way of expressing a large number of data, okay. This is why we are studying mean value or deviation value or standard deviation value in case of statistical mechanics. In this class we are dealing with statistical mechanics, because statistical mechanics deal with the system where a huge number of participants are there, okay. It is applicable on gaseous systems, because gaseous systems carry a huge number of say Avogadro number of 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 numbers of atoms. This is a huge number of atoms, okay. There is a huge number of participants. This means you need statistical mechanics to draw each and every property in this statistical system, okay. That's why we are studying mean value, median value, or anything, standard deviation value, whatever, variance. So this is the statistical data. From this data, what we can say from the general formula of say this is the mass, but what we call weight is not the actual weight, this is mass of each participants, okay. And this is the number of students, okay. What we can say from the formula, what we have the formula, that a variable x, mean of a variable x is given by p of xi times xi, okay. This means in case of what is the mean mass, you can say mean weight, or weight is in case of physics weight and mass are different, but in case of other terminologies they say the weight is mass, okay. Weight and mass are different. Mean mass will be what? Mean mass is, you can say, write it like this, the p of mass 1 time mass I times mass I. This means this becomes p m1 times m1 plus p m2 times m2 plus p m3 times m3 plus p m4 times m4. As we have 4 categories, that's why I have written only 4 terms, okay. up to M4, up to M4. Here we have three categories: 50 kg category, 60 kg category, 70 kg category, and 80 kg category. So put it here. Okay, what is the probability of mass 1? Mass 1 is what? Mass 1 is 50 kg. Okay, let me drag it. Okay, 50 kg. 50 kg, the probability of having 50 kg is what? 2 upon 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2. This is the probability of having 50 kg. Okay, why? Because 50 kg students are there are 2 students having 50 kg of mass, and the number of total students is what? Number of total students is this. Okay, 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2. This is will be what? This will be what? 2 upon 10. This means 1 by 5. You can write it like 2 by 10. Write it like 2 by 10. Okay, it will be easier to calculate. Okay, then PM1 will be what? 2 by 10, and M1 is what? 50. Okay, PM2 is what? PM2 category is this is PM2 means say 60 kg. Say 60 kg category. 60 kg category students are there. There are 3 students having 60 kg of mass. Okay, therefore the probability is 3 upon 10 times 60 kg. Here say this is 70 kg category and this mass is 70. Okay, this means 70 kg category student, you can check it. 70 kg students are there. There are 3 students having 70 kg of mass. Okay, this means 3 upon 10 becomes the probability, and this is the mass 70 kg. Okay, and the last one is 80 kg category, have 2 students. This means 2 by 10 is the probability of getting 80 kg category students. Okay, 80 kg category. Okay, now calculate it. This is will be 5 times, this is will be 10. Okay, this is 6, this is will be 18, this is 7, 21 plus this is what? 8 times 2, 16. Therefore this is the mean mass. This is the mean mass. Mean mass is what? M. This is written like this, M bar. Oh, I have written it 2 times. Okay, sorry. M bar is what? 28 and 21 is what? 28, 21 is 49. 49 and 6 is 65. Okay, 65 kgs is the mean mass of 10 students. Okay, this is the concept of mean. Why mean is so important? Because you are if you are dealing with 100 students, 200 students, 500 students, okay, 1000, a school, if you check it in your high school or any college, there is a huge number of students. Okay, to categorize these students, we used to compute this mean concept. Okay, this mean, the mean number, the mean grades, the mean weights, the mean heights. Okay, whatever. This is there is a huge chart. You can easily can calculate the mean value of each participants. Okay, this is the property. Okay, now what is deviation? Next point is what is deviation? Deviation is the deviation is the difference between a particular value and the mean value. Okay, you can write it is the deviation from the difference from the mean value. From the mean value. Say a student, say roll number 1 has weight how much, let me check it. Roll number 1 has weight 50 kgs, 50 kgs, okay, say 50 kgs. Okay, and the average, what is the average? Average, oh sorry, what is the mean? Whatever, this is similar. Mean weight is what? Mean weight 65. There is a number of 15 kg difference, 15 kg difference from weight of the roll number 1 and the mean weight of the class. Okay, this is called the deviation. How much deviating a particular value from the mean, how much deviating? Okay, how much deviating means a slight deviation means you can a slight difference. Okay, how much deviating a particular value from the mean value, this is called deviation. Okay, say the deviation, I am writing the chart, the above mentioned chart from 50 50 60 60 60, sorry, 60 60, another 60, I think there is another 60 60 60 70 70 70, there are 370s and there are 280s, I think so. Okay, fine. What was our mean? Our mean was 65. Therefore, how much this is deviating? This is 15. This is 15. How much this 60 deviating? 60 deviating from 65 is by 5. 5. How much 70 deviating from this? This is also 5. I am not writing negative or positive. Okay, negative or positive. You can write it like this, negative or positive. But this will be called moment. Okay, moment. Okay, let me elaborate it first. Okay, this is deviating. How much deviation is here? This is deviating by 15. Okay, this is a negative deviation. Okay, you can call this is a negative deviation. This is also a negative deviation, but less. Okay, negative deviation. This is a positive deviation. You can say positive deviation because 70 is greater than 65. Positive. This is also positive deviation. This is also positive deviation. This is also positive deviation. Okay, 80 is highly deviating from the mean value, and this is 50 is highly deviating from the mean value at the lower point. Okay, you can see here that the negative value of deviation and positive value of deviation, in between these two the mean value exists. The mean value exists. Okay, at 60, where 60 ends, at 60 and at 70, the 65 resides in between them. This is 65 resides in between them. Okay, this is the boundary. This is the boundary. What makes the boundary? The mean value makes the boundary. Okay, this is the concept of mean value. So the general expression of mean, sorry, general expression of deviation. Deviation is written as, suppose delta x is equals to what? A particular value and the difference between the mean value. This is the mean value. Okay, this is the concept of deviation. What is dispersion? Dispersion is the mean squared value. Mean squared value. First squaring, then taking the mean. Okay, this is called the dispersion. How to calculate dispersion? Let us take how to calculate dispersion. Say dispersion. I am heading it dispersion. starting from deviation, okay, starting from deviation, we have deviation like this: delta x equals to x minus x bar. That means delta x squared will be what? X minus x bar whole squared. This means what? X square minus 2x x bar plus a minus b whole square formula, normal, okay, x bar squared, okay, taking average, okay, we have squared the deviation and then taking average. This is called dispersion. This is dispersion. Dispersion will be what? This x square minus 2x x bar plus x bar squared, okay, and then this is the average, and then divide the average among all participants, okay, 2x x bar. The average of 2 is what? 2 average is 2. This is no significant meaning of this fact, okay. This is a scalar and fixed value. A fixed value doesn't have any average value, okay. Its average value is itself, okay. There is no deviation, there is this is the fixed value, and okay, then we can write it like this: x square bar minus what we can do here, we can do here x bar squared plus x bar squared minus 2. Here I can give the bar here and the bar here, okay. X square plus x square x bar square minus, take this thing, see this thing carefully, okay, see this thing carefully, that this is x, the first term is x square bar, the second term is x bar squared, okay. Do not make a mistake in calculating this, okay. This is x bar, and this term is what? X bar. This is means only x bar, because you have taken the average first time and taking the second time average will be what? The average, okay. And average cannot have any other value. If you are taking any average value again and again, and say suppose 2 plus 3, what is the average of 3 and 7? What is the average? This is given like this: 5. This is the average. You are taking average of 5. This means 5 plus 5 by 2. What is 5? If this is also the average value, okay. This is the first time taking average. This is the second time taking average. How many time you can take average? How many time you can raise the burden? It will give the average value, okay. The only average. This means this will be what? X bar. This will be what? X square bar plus x bar squared minus 2x bar squared, okay. Am I correct? This means you can write it like this: x square bar minus this term and this term cancel out. What will become? Minus x bar squared. This is called dispersion. I have written it on the earlier, okay. X square bar, okay. This is the formula of dispersion. You have to remember this dispersion formula for further process in case of calculating uncertainty in quantum mechanics. Then therefore you need to implement this formula each and every time, okay. Then what is the stand? Okay, this is dispersion. Now the last and the most important topic is standard deviation. Standard deviation, okay. Standard deviation is what? It is given by sigma, nothing but a terminology, okay. It is given by sigma. It is sigma is given by what? Sigma is what? Is the dispersion root of the dispersion, okay. what is this? That means what we can write here, x square average minus bar square average. Okay, this is standard deviation. It is written like directly, it can be written like this. It can be written like not sigma, directly delta x. This is quite useful tool for calculating uncertainty. In case of Heisenberg uncertainty principle or general uncertainty principle is in quantum mechanics, we use this formula to calculate any kind of uncertainties. We have did problem in our offline classes. Okay, you can do it by your own. Okay, that means standard deviation is what? Delta x is equals to root over x bar squared minus, sorry, x squared bar, first one is square, then bar, and second one is bar squared. Okay, this is sometimes written like this. In quantum mechanics we used to write this like this in terms of expectation values. Okay, this is written like this, that x square, this is bar, this is replacing bar. Okay, these two brackets replacing bar, x square average minus x average square. Okay, this is the general formula of standard deviation. I think everything is clear. Okay, that's all. The general discussion on random walk, we have did random walk. First we have did probability. Okay, first we have did probability, then random walk on the basis of binomial theorem, binomial distribution. Binomial distribution. Then today we have did random walk on the basis of in the case of 2D and 3D case. I have given a homework on 3D case. Comment below, please comment below on the random walk. And what we have did is mean, deviation, dispersion, and standard deviation. Okay, is it clear? Please comment below. If you have any doubt, any question, then you can comment on the comment box. Okay, so let's have a good day. Okay, thank you.